Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Toju, and today I'm going to be talking about beauty. Does beauty really fade? We're about to find out. What I'm going to be talking about is something that most women can relate to. Maybe some men, but mostly women. Women are scared of growing old. And one reason for this is because of the idea or the saying or thinking that women get unattractive or undesirable when they get to a certain age. There is this saying that beauty fades, but I struggle with that saying, with that idea. I never used to struggle with it. I knew exactly where I stood. I was of the opinion that beauty doesn't fade, it gets better with time. But I had to check, where did this saying come from? Is it in the Bible? I really don't care where it came from, right? I only care if it's in the Bible. If it's in the Bible, then we have to sit down and relax and take a deep breath and analyze the situation. But if it's from someone else, I feel confident to contradict whatever they're saying. But since it's in the Bible, it's actually in the Bible that beauty fades. Some translation says beauty fades, or beauty is vain, or beauty fleets, something like that. Let's look at it. Proverbs 31 verse 30. So Proverbs 31 verse 30 in the NIV version says, "Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting." In other translation, instead of fleeting, they say fade or they say vain. So some translation says beauty is fleeting, some say beauty is vain, some say beauty fades, right? So I understand what they are trying to say in that passage. I'm not going to go into that. This is not a review of the Bible, right? So you can go to Proverbs 30, read the whole Proverbs 31 and read the whole verse, but the main verse there is verse 30. We've established the fact that indeed in the Bible there is somewhere that says beauty fades or beauty is vain or whatever. But if you read the whole passage, they were not trying to say you become ugly, or you are ugly, or you are unattractive, or you are undesirable because you are older. That's not what the Bible was trying to say. But in our society today, it kind of feels like when you get to a certain age, you lose your value as a woman, right? When you start having children, you lose your value as a woman. But I really do not understand that. There's another thing that we do. We only attribute beauty to women, right? But beauty is not just an attribute of a woman. A man can also be beautiful. But we don't say this is a beautiful man. We say it's an handsome man, right? But if you check the meaning of beautiful and handsome when it's relating to a human being, it's literally the same meaning. It's just that we say beautiful for a woman and we say handsome for a man. So we should stop attributing beauty only to women, but in a negative light, but also men. Men have or has, English is hard, please. They have their own beauty. Even the Bible has some passages that talks about the beauty of a man. So you can check that out in your free time. So I do not believe, and I don't think anybody should believe that a woman becomes undesirable or unattractive when they get to a certain age, right? There is an aura, there is this vibe that a woman has that a young girl doesn't have. And there is this aura and vibe that a young girl has that a woman doesn't have. When you see a female in their 20s and you see a female in their teenage years or in their 30s or 50s, you'll be able to tell that this person is younger than this person and this person is older than this person. But you are not going to say this person is, because this person is a teenager and this person is 25, that means the person that is 25 is less attractive than the person that is 16. It makes no sense. Or you are going to say, oh, because you are 50, you are ugly. Or because you are 60, you are less desirable or less attractive than I am. Why? Why do we have that ideology? I get it, youth is youth. You can't deny that youth is youth, right? When we grow, we leave our youth behind, right? That's just the reality of it. That's the way it was designed. I even noticed the other day that, I was thinking to myself, why is it that my makeup doesn't sit well like it used to when I was like 16. Like when I was 16, I've never had perfect skin. Like I've had troubles with acne and stuff like that. So I've never had perfect smooth skin like some people do. But when I was a teenager, that my acne was worse than what it is now, I can just apply my makeup with my hand. Like I used to do this makeup application that was really nice. Like I use my fingers to apply my makeup and it just sits, like it stays well. But now I need to be doing technique to make sure that it is sitting pretty, right? It's easier, like I'm sure a makeup artist will agree with me. Like it's easier to apply makeup on a young girl's face, like a teenager's face, because the canvas is so smooth. There's no blemish. It has not seen life. It has not seen trouble. Like the skin is so smooth. And I'm in my 20s and I'm saying that I'm seeing the difference in my skin from when I was 16. So imagine someone in their 50s and remembering how their skin was when they were in their 20s or their 30s or their 40s. Like, it's different. Youth is youth. Your youth will go away. Do you understand? Nobody can deny the fact that a woman in her 50s saying a lady in her 30s, like, they can see the difference. They can see, oh, this is youthful, this is younger, it has a different vibe, like I said, there's a different aura. But that doesn't mean that the woman in her 50s is less attractive or is uglier or is less valuable than the woman in her 30s. That's just like my idea. That's just my opinion. That's what I'm trying to pass across, because it's very common to hear people say that, oh, a man is leaving his wife for a younger lady because he wants something fresh, he wants something new, he wants something nicer than what he has, because the woman he has now is now old. She's an old cargo. She's no longer as beautiful as she used to be when she was younger. But that's a lie. Like, everybody is growing. A woman in her 30s is a new woman. When you go to your 40s, you're a new woman. When you go to your 50s, you're a new woman. So if only men can open their eyes, they will see the beauty at every stage. They will see the beauty at every age group that a woman evolves in. And the men, it's not like they are getting younger. Do you think the lady doesn't want six packs? You think the lady doesn't want a youthful body? They would love to be laying down next to a youthful body as well as you. So like, it goes both ways. Like with age is like, I feel like with every age group there's something new, despite the fact that it's growing old, but there is still something new to experience. There is a new perspective, there is a new view of that person at different stages, at different ages in their life. So women have had this idea of beauty fading, this idea of being unattractive or undesirable at a certain age. They've been hearing it all their life. They heard it from their grandma. They heard it from their mother. They are hearing it from the men around them. They are hearing it from older men. They are hearing it from the younger generation. So like, there is this tension when they get to like maybe their 40s. There is this thing in them that wants to make them to stay young, because they feel like, oh my God, if I grow old, I'm nobody anymore. Like, nobody wants to look at me because like I'm growing old. And that's like, it's the truth, right? Yesterday I was talking to my mom and I was asking her about her email address. I'm like, do you even have email address? And she was like, what do you mean? Why would I have email address? Like, what's wrong with you? Do you understand? I'm looking at her like, this is old woman. Like, what does she even know? It's the same way that one 16-year-old is looking at me now and saying, look at this auntie. What does she do? She doesn't even know anything. And me, myself, like, my mom's age, my mom is looking at her mom and saying, what does this old woman know? She doesn't know anything. Like, it doesn't end. Like, I'm sure my grandma has women in her life that are older. My grandma, she really has a woman. Like, there's a woman that I know in my family that is older than my grandma. So my grandma looks at her and says, she's really old. And my grandma is old. So it never ends. Do you understand? So because of this saying and this thing that we've been taught, the women, they try to like keep up with the younger generation. They want to be involved with what is new. They want to like follow the trends and everything. But like, it doesn't make sense to me. And maybe I'm talking like this because I'm still young. Maybe when I'm in my 30s or I'm in my 40s, I will think differently. I don't know. But for now, Toju in her 20s feels this way. I don't think that women should try to compete with the younger generation. And when they compete with the younger generation, I feel like they are competing with their old selves. That's what they are doing. Because there was a time they were like that. There was a time they were wearing those kind of clothes. There was a time they were staying up till 5 a.m. in the morning. Like, there was a time they were doing that. And some women still do that. Like, you can do that, but it's like, they do it like once in a while. While somebody that is 21 is doing it every day, they can only agree to do it maybe once in 6 months. That is what they can take. And it's okay, it's fine. You don't have to like be going back and be competing with a 21-year-old when you are 35. What are you doing that for? What you should be doing now is setting the trends. Like, when I was like, not even when I was younger, even now, most of the people I admire, most of the people I want to be like, they are older than me. Some of them have kids my own age. They are the ones setting the trend for me. Like, what they are doing is what I want to do. I'm not looking at somebody that is 16 dancing on TikTok. No disrespect to those 16-year-olds doing TikToks. I'm not like looking at what they are doing and trying to do what they are doing. No, I'm not 16. I'm not 15, I'm older. So like, I'm not going to be competing. I did those things when I was younger. I was even telling my auntie some weeks ago, I was like, oh, I was looking at my cousin, that's her son. I was like, oh, look at what he's doing on TikTok. These are the things I did when I was like his age, right? And it was fun to watch. But I wasn't thinking, this boy is doing this thing. I have to like, go back and like, no, you don't have to like want to try to dress like them or want to try to do what they are doing just so you can keep up or just so you can feel attractive to maybe your husband or something like that. You can look good, you can look beautiful, you can adorn yourself and make yourself attractive at any age. Like, when you step into the room, somebody will know that somebody has stepped into the room. You get? I'm in my 20s, but I'm actually looking forward to my 30s, I'm looking forward to my 40s, and I'm looking forward to my 50s. Do you know why? Because I've seen my mom grow, I've seen my auntie grow. Those are the two women I have in my life, aside from my sister. But me and my sister, we are not that far apart in age. So I've seen my mom and my auntie grow, and I've seen how beautiful they've become. Like, me right now, I don't have the resources, I don't have the fun, I don't even have the knowledge to be as beautiful as beauty can be, like my auntie and my mom does. They can afford all the most expensive hair, buy everything, do everything. They can adorn themselves well, that when they step into a room, my God, jaws are dropping. And my auntie's in her 40s, my mom is in her 50s. I've had girls come to me and tell me, oh my God, you're so lucky. Like, do you take your mom's clothes? Do you take her hair? Because when my mom, like, if she steps out, you know that somebody is out. Do you understand? Like, so when I see that, like, it doesn't make me feel like, I'm growing old, oh my God, I'm growing old, I'm ugly or anything. It makes me feel like, oh my God, when I'm in my 50s like this, nobody can tell me the heels are not coming off. It makes me get excited of growing old. Do you understand? It doesn't make me feel like, I'm growing old. There are people who, when they say, oh, it's their 30th birthday or it's their 45th birthday, they are so sad. They're like, oh my God, I'm 40. Oh my God, I'm 50. But like, I don't think that we should have that mindset. You should be like, yes, I am 50 years old. Do you know why? Because not everybody has the opportunity to grow. Not everybody has the privilege to grow old. So like, embrace your age, embrace your growth, and embrace your old age. There is wisdom that comes with it. There is knowledge that comes with it. There is resources that come with it. Like, what you have now at 50, what you have now at 40, I don't have it. I don't even know to have it. Do you understand? I don't even know to have it. But like that's just like wisdom and value. But like I want any woman that is watching this, no matter your age, I want you to look in the mirror and then what you see, aside from what you have to offer, like your intellect or your mindset, like what you see physically, I want you to know that it's beautiful at every age. Because like it really is beautiful. When I look at my mom, I look at my auntie, I look at my grandma, like when I look at my grandma, I'm like, she's a beautiful 70-something-year-old woman. She's beautiful, like she's just there is this I can't explain it, but like with age, I feel like it's like wine. Aging is like wine, it only gets better. Like beauty with an aging is like wine, it only gets better. As you grow, your beauty is just becoming something else, like even more beautiful, right? There was this trend that was going on social media, on the internet, where people would put a picture of them when they were younger and then they'll put a picture of them now and they'll be like, oh, thank God for the glow up, right? That's how it is. Like if I put a picture of myself when I was 16 and I put a picture of myself now, I have actually seen it, like looked at pictures of myself when I was younger and pictures of myself now, and I'm like, oh my God. And at that time I felt like I was all that. I felt like I was the most beautiful girl in the world with my different hair, my weird trends and clothes that I was wearing. But when I look at myself now, I'm like, oh my God, thank God for the glow up. And that's how everybody feels. I'm sure when I see a picture of myself now, and I see a picture and then I compare it maybe when I'm in my 30s and my 40s, I'm going to be like, oh my God, what was I thinking looking like that? Do you understand? So that's just how it is. And then you even see your high school classmates, like some guys, I've heard guys say, oh my God, is that Ashley? Like, is that really Ashley? Because they can't really believe that girl that they were sitting beside in high school is this girl, because she's a babe now. You get? So like it's like wine. Like I'm going to keep saying this, like wine. Beauty gets better with time, it gets better with age. And it's okay to like look back and admire the way you were when you were younger, because you were younger, you were stronger, you were faster, you were like, it's youth is precious, youth is nice. Like even the Bible says serve me, something like that, in the time of your youth, because when you are older you will not be able to do it again. And I can do a whole video on that topic because it's not just about physical strength, right? That it's talking about. It's talking about a whole lot of things, but the main idea is that there are things that you can do in your youth that you cannot do when you are older. That is, you can't deny that. But when you look back at your youth, do not look back at it with regret or with anger or with a sad feeling, wishing or wanting that you want to be 16 again or 25 again. Why? Like, why? I don't want to be 16 again. I really do not. I like where I am and I'm looking forward to the future. Like, I don't want to be 21 again. No, please and thank you. Been there, done that. Next. So like, we shouldn't be looking at the past. When we see younger people, we shouldn't be saying, hey, yeah, I wish. No. I met a woman at the mall. I went to the mall and I was shopping for some summer clothes, and you know, in summer we all like to be naked. So I was buying some really tiny crop tops, and I was showing my husband like to help me pick the one I like. So I was holding them up, and then this lady came to me. She should be in like maybe 70s, early 70s, 60-ish, and she came to me smiling and she was like, oh my God, you have to buy them. Oh my God, like wear them now that you still can, because when you get to my age you won't be able to wear them. And she laughed with joy. It wasn't like, I've had people come to me like, and they're angry like when I wear some things, or they're angry with the way I look because they wish they were my age again and they were looking like that. I have a whole story about that, and I'm going to do another video about that. But like, this particular lady, she came to me with joy in her heart, and she was like, oh, there was a time when I was wearing all this tiny crop top. Oh, hey, yeah, enjoy it. So not because They are old. I've seen older women here that are dressing like me, and like they are wearing tiny tops, crop tops. Their behind is open, like they don't care. They are going to dress the way they want to dress. But it's not like you cannot dress like that. It's not like that. The lady I saw, she looked like she was fit, right? She could probably wear a crop top and high waist jeans and get away with it. Like nobody's going to disturb her. But it's just that when you get to that age, you're 70. I don't want to wear a crop top when I'm 70. Like, why am I going a crop top when I'm 70? It's not that you can't do it, but you don't want to do it, right? But you reminisce about the times when you did it. Do you understand? So look back with joy. When you see the younger ones, look at them with joy. Be happy that they are in their youth, and be happy for yourself that you are growing. And our responsibility as we grow older is to set the trends for them. Be that person that they want to be, because you will pass this age and they will come into this age. So be an example for them. Do not try to compete with them. They are in their time. They are doing their own thing. You are in your time. You are doing your own thing. There is a thing for every age. I've even seen some young babies, like maybe they're below 10 years old and they are not really all that fine. An example is Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy. When she was growing up, I saw comments, people were like insulting the baby that she's ugly. She took after her father because people say Jay-Z is not really all that fine. Why is Beyonce even with that kind of man? You get? So they were insulting the baby, saying the baby is ugly. But now, look at the girl now. She's a very young, beautiful, I don't know if she's a teenager yet, but she's pretty. She looks good. She's beautiful. Do you understand? So there are people who you will be looking at them when they are children. I'm like, is this child? Where is this child? Like, oh my God, is this child going to grow up to be ugly? But then when they start coming into their teenage years, you're like, wow. And then when they're in their 20s, they're an old babe. And when they're in their 30s, they are the aunties you want to be. Like, it's aging, like seeing the people around me, like, I'm not scared of getting old. Like, I don't know. Actually, right now, I'm looking forward to my 30s because I've heard good things about being in your 30s. I can't wait. But again, I don't know, maybe I'm young, I will feel differently later, but I don't want to feel differently later. Like, I don't want to feel different later. Like, I want this to be my mindset for the rest of my life. I want to age with grace. I want to embrace the age that, whatever age I'm in. And I want everybody to also embrace that age. I want you to look in the mirror at any age you are in and see your beauty. See how beautiful you are. Yes, you may have wrinkles because you have wrinkles, because that's a sign that you are older. Like I said, not everybody has the privilege. So embrace those wrinkles, embrace those lines. It means your body has been here for a while. Do you understand? Embrace it. There's beauty in it. Like, you don't expect your skin, or you don't expect to look like a 16-year-old, but that doesn't mean you are less valuable. And if anybody is telling you otherwise, that person is ignorant and miserable. Do not let their ignorance or misery stop you from feeling beautiful. So that's just what I have to say, and I hope that everything I've been saying makes sense, because I don't know what I've been saying. Like, I feel like I've been talking here and there and my thoughts are just all over the place, but it's just something I thought of and I felt like I should share. So the point of the story is, you are beautiful no matter what age you are in, and continue to see yourself as beautiful. So yeah, this is the end of the video, and if you made it to the end, thank you for listening to me, and please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video to anyone who you feel needs to hear this. So yeah, thank you. See you next time.